Zoey Stark, the protege of Trish Stratus.
How is Becky Lynch still fighting?
Kick.
What up, y'all? This your boy Ace here, and welcome to After News. Like, let's talk about Trish and Becky, y'all. Trish and Becky. This one, I have to say, bro. Trish and Becky. This is interesting, man. I'm telling you, man. Like, something was telling me, though, that this feud was not over, man. And I think it's because they had this match on Raw. That's what was kind of like, it kind of had me thinking it wasn't over. But then, like, they already showed us, like, you know, Shayna Baszler last week. So I'm like, yeah, this is over with because, like, Shayna Baszler is in the picture for Becky now. So I'm just like, okay, let's see what happens. So they had the match tonight. And they actually had the match tonight. Like, it was pretty long and everything like that. The problem was they didn't finish it. Like, it went almost, I think it was 11 minutes and a half. But they both got a double counter because they started fighting in the stands. And they both, you know, like I said, they got counted out to 10. And so the brawl actually continued afterwards up the stairs into the concourse area of the, what's this arena called? Canadian Life Center in Manitoba, Winnipeg, Manitoba. AEW was there, I know, earlier this year. Home of the Winnipeg Jets. But, yeah, so they was in the concourse area. And this is the second time we've seen Becky Lynch in the concourse area within the last year. Because remember when she was fighting Damage Control, that was a really good brawl between her, Becky Lynch, Dakota Kai, Io Sky last year on Raw. This kind of reminded me of that. But what was funny was there was a segment where Trish was like throwing some merchandise at Becky. Like, it wasn't hurting Becky, but she was just tossing t-shirts. There was a nice t-shirt that she had in there that looked pretty good. Wade Barrett said he wanted the t-shirt too. But then Lynch fought back and she set up for a move on the merch table. But a person wearing a hood pulled up, and we knew that was Zoey Stark, bro. Because we saw the blonde hair. I was like, yeah, that's Zoey Stark. Zoey Stark was trying to get the beast to Becky, but Becky actually ended up getting her. But then Trish gave her some sweet chin music with the chick kick and then exited the area with Stark. So Trish and Zoey get the last laugh on Becky tonight, man. So Becky, the problem for Becky is that this has been a 2-on-1. So even with Trish barred ringside, Becky didn't do her job tonight, which was keep Trish in the ring and beat her in the ring, because Zoey honored it and did not show up ringside, and she waited until they was in the concourse area. So it's almost as if for Zoey to have been there, it's almost as if Trish had smartly set this up to lure Becky somewhere where she will be at. So that was kind of smart. Like, Trish has been, this is why I did not doubt that Trish could win the match, because I was just like, Trish always has a trick up her sleeve. And I noticed you guys were already talking about my poll that maybe Trish is setting up a faction. I do think more members are coming. I was asking in my poll, let's go to the poll, by the way, even though the match, didn't happen. I asked y'all who was winning. I put this match up like right in the first hour of Raw. Luckily, we didn't get this match to the third hour of Raw, so I was okay with it. Let's see how many votes was in here. 456 votes. Oh, nice turnout, man. Nice turnout. 33 likes. Most of y'all picked Becky Lynch to win, 17%. Trish. It expected the way I went. I expected the poll to go that way, but thank y'all for voting. So I do want to see, like I said, it was a decent brawl. And although, like, a lot of us aren't interested in this feud anymore, like, because it keeps dragging on, I do think there's some wrinkles to it that if Trish is able to find some way to add another member soon, it might make it worth it. But I do think eventually Lynch is going to move on to Shayna Baszler. I think that's the next thing that's going to go on. It's sort of like when Rhea didn't start things up with Raquel Rodriguez, but we got those teases. And then we finally got just a full-on feud with her and Raquel Rodriguez, when they got back into it. So I think that's how this is going to go. But I definitely want to know what's next for, like, Trish and Zoey. I think Lita's going to show up at some point, too. I keep saying I think Lita's going to show up at some point, either to help Becky would align herself with Trish. You never know. This is what I'm saying, bro. This is what I'm saying, bro. You gotta be on high alert, because Trish seems to be right now 2 steps ahead of Becky, because Becky's fighting with emotion right now, and she's taking advantage of that. And I've noticed that that's why everything has been happening to Becky that's been happening, man. But let me get y'all thoughts on this, man. I thought this is very interesting. I'm going to talk about the Rhea stuff next, man, because there's some interesting stuff going on over there with her, Indy Hartwell, and Candice LeRae lately. But going ahead and get this video a like, share, subscribe, y'all. Thank y'all for watching this one. After News to Light.